Hello and welcome to this video. In last video we discussed up to the Republic France. In this video we will discuss about the period which marked as the reign of terror in the history of France Revolution. The reign of terror. It was the period of 1793 to 1794 of France. Let's see why the duration or why the period was known as the Reign of Terror. The period from 1793 to 1794 is referred to as the Reign of Terror, and it was the period when the France was ruled by mainly the Jacobin Club, which came into power after election and all, but mainly it was ruled by the leader of Jacobin Club, that was Maximilien Robespierre. Robespierre followed a policy of severe control and punishment. When Robespierre got the chance to rule France, he determined to control the France by his severe punishment method, and he used to control the public by severe punishment. What kind of punishment or to whom he used to punish? Let's see. All those whom he saw as being enemies were get punished. And to whom he used to saw as enemy? Those include nobles, clergy, member of other political parties. Up to this, it is a bit fair, but he would not stop there. He also looked the member of his own party who did not supported his idea as his enemy. He was so harsh and so afraid of criticize and all that he even used to see his own party member as enemy who did not agree with his methods, and to whomever he used to consider his enemy, which includes the nobles, the clergy, members of other political party, and even member of his own political party who did not support his idea, he used to arrest them, imprison them, and tried a revolutionary tribunal. Tribunal means a court trial mainly. So he used to arrest them, imprison them means jail them, and try tribunal on them, and if the court found them guilty, they were guillotined. Well, guillotine was a method of killing. Let's see what kind of method was guillotined. In guillotine method, the convict used to killed by using a machine called guillotine. The guillotine is a device consisting of two poles and a blade with which a person is beheaded. Beheaded means the person's head is cut down. So, guillotine is a machine or a device where there is two pole, two pillar, and in between that there was a blade with which a person is beheaded. It was named as guillotine because Dr. Glottin invented it, and after his name, because he invented it, after his name, the device was known as guillotine. Robespierre's government used laws placing a maximum ceiling on wages and prices. Robespierre decided during his rule that there will be a ceiling, means a maximum limit, a optimum limit to the wages and the prices. Wages mean the salary of laborers and other job holder, and prices means here the daily price of essential commodities like meat, bread, salt, etc. So Robespierre decided to put a ceiling, means a maximum limit beyond which it cannot be raised, whether it's salary or its price of goods. There was a optimum limit to that, beyond which the prices of goods cannot extend, and also the salaries cannot be hiked. So he put a ceiling to the wages and prices. Peasants were forced to transport their grain to the cities and sell it at price fixed by the government. He also decided a price at which the peasants must sell their production. They have to sell it at decided place and at decided price, which was a bit harsh because peasants were mainly residing at village area. It was very similar to anywhere, any situation you will see that most of the farming activities were dominated in rural areas. Even in modern time, even in India, in today's time, we also witness the same thing. In metro cities or in cities or in urban areas, you will not see people practicing agriculture. Mostly people practice agriculture in rural area, and the same was happening in France at that time. Peasants were residing in village area and they were practicing peasantry, but Robespierre decided that no one can sell their product at their local level. They had to come to the decided place and they had to sell their productions at a decided price. In that way, he thought that peasants will not keep their production for profit maximization and people will get the products at a fair price. But this was a bit too harsh. Peasant opposed it. The use of more expensive white flour was forbidden. All citizens were required to eat the pain disalite, means the equal bread, which was a loaf of whole wheat. Well, what is the meaning of pain desired? Let me explain you. Means no one was allowed to eat the white flour. White flour means which was looks very white, like we eat bread. You must have seen that there is two type of bread available in the market. One is white bread, which is also called milk bread, and there is a other type of bread which is called brown bread. So same, now try to imagine in France during the rule of Maximilien Robespierre, he made it compulsory for all the citizens to eat the brown flour and the use of white flour was forbidden. What happened that in brown flour, the flour was directly grinded and converted into flour, and because of the presence of cell, it looks a bit brown. And in white flour, the grain was first polished and refined and then it converted into flour, and because of the refining process it looks white. So Maximilien Robespierre compulsory read that everyone had to consume the brown flour and no one will permitted to use the white flour. Obviously it was a bit more harsh because food should be a person's individual choice. We cannot force someone to eat something because a mass of crowd is consuming the same. We cannot force someone to change his food habit. Like in a group of 10 to 15 members, if 10 members are non-vegetarian, we cannot force the rest 5 members to change their food habit into non-vegetarian from vegetarian, or the vice versa. If maximum number of person are vegetarian, we cannot force non-vegetarian to change into vegetarian. So Robespierre was too harsh in controlling people that he started deciding what someone should eat and what someone should not in order to bring equality. Well, people wanted equality but not to this extent. They need their individual space also. Instead of monsieur and madame, means sir and madam, all French men and women were henceforth citoyen and citoyenne. Robespierre decided that from that time onward, no one will be referred as monsieur and madame, rather, everyone will referred equally. Citoyen was French for the male member, and citoyenne is a French word for citizen, mainly the female members. Churches were shut down and their buildings converted into barracks or offices. All the churches were shut down and churches were converted into barracks. Barracks means a building used for soldier, garrison halls. Barracks or offices. Churches were converted into offices or garrison halls. Well, people believed in religious group. They were against the privilege of the clergy people, but they were not completely against the whole religious spirit. So he completely shut down the churches, which was a bit harsh. Robespierre pursued his policy so relentlessly that even his supporters began to demand moderation. He was too harsh. Robespierre was too harsh to bring equality and to control people, that his policies were very rough and people started disliking him, and it was so harsh that even his supporters started demanding some moderation, some liberality in his policies. Finally, he was convicted by the court in July 1794, arrested, and on the next day sent to the guillotine. In 1794, he was convicted, he was arrested, he was tried by the court, and finally sentenced to death. That's how the reign of terror came to an end. That's all about this video. Thank you.